Hi everyone. I am happy to inform you that since this podcast was recorded, Lund University has now introduced a new regional-based scholarship called the African Research University Scholarship, or the Arua Scholarship. There will be a separate podcast episode about the Arua Scholarship recorded at a later date. But for now, I can tell you that the Arua Scholarship program aims to provide financial support to prospective students who have demonstrated academic excellence at one of the member universities of Arua. The scholarship is selective and merit-based and is intended for African students who are committed to Lund University. Applications for this scholarship will open in early February, and high-achieving students who have made a complete and correct application for studies are welcome to apply. Lund University is engaged in the scholarship program to strengthen our collaboration with leading research-oriented African universities. This is in line with our commitment to building strong partnerships and enriching Lund University's academic community. All right, everyone, welcome along to another episode of the Lund University International Podcast. My name is Tim Parker. I'm an International Communications Officer here at Lund University. And today we're going to be talking about the topic that many international students are very interested in, and that is scholarships. So in the studio with me, I have two very special guests. Welcome along today.
Thank you. So my name is Gunnarsson. I'm working with international marketing and recruitment at Lund University, and I have been responsible for the Lund University Global Scholarship for quite some time, but I have my colleague with me here.
Thank you, Tim and Daniel. I'm Tullia Mednickson, and I am the scholarship officer here at Lund University.
Perfect. So the two people that we really want to be talking to give us information about what scholarships are available and what students need to do if they want to obtain a scholarship. So I think sort of as a general overview, today we're going to be talking mainly about two scholarships and primarily about one single scholarship. But there are, of course, a lot of scholarships available to students externally in Lund University as well. And we won't really be talking about them as much today. But first, let's talk about what I believe is the largest scholarship program in all of Sweden. And that is the Lund University Global Scholarship.
Yeah, I believe it is. Approximately 20 million Swedish crowns is awarded in this scholarship every year. That's equivalent to $1.7 million US.
Wow.
Or
right.
euros. And we award approximately 130 of our international students with this scholarship.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So I can already imagine that there's going to be some students listening to this pod thinking 130 scholarships. That sounds very, very good. And what are the benefits of the Lund University Global Scholarship, Daniel?
I would say the benefit is first of all, obviously, if you are a talented student and you are not able to provide the actual cost of education, obviously the Lund University Global Scholarship could help you with that because it's a partial scholarship. So we would pay partial or almost up to full cost of attendance. But other benefits would be that you would also be part of the network. You would meet other really brilliant students while you're studying here, which is also amazing. It's a very nice opportunity to grow your network when you arrive in Sweden. So I can highly recommend applying for the scholarship just based on that.
Fantastic. So just to clarify, the Lund University Global Scholarship is a tuition fee scholarship that would cover between 25 up to about 90% of tuition fees.
Exactly.
Perfect. And Tullia, who is eligible for this scholarship?
To be eligible for the Lund University Global Scholarship, you must be a citizen of a country from outside the EU.
All right, good to know.
And be required to pay tuition fee, of course.
Makes sense.
And you must have made a complete application to studies leading to a degree here at Lund University. The program at Lund University that you're applying for a scholarship for should be your first choice in your application.
All right, so I think we'll get to that as well when we talk about applying for the scholarship, but it's good to know now as well. Thanks for bringing it up, Tullia, that that's basically top tip number one. If you want to be eligible for the Lund University Global Scholarship, when you make your application, be sure to put that program as your first choice. And Daniel, is the Lund University Global Scholarship a needs-based scholarship or merit-based?
It is completely merit-based. So the scholarship, obviously we do care for our students. If you have a need, obviously we would love to tend to that and try to help our students. But in order to make the scholarship easy to handle and also make sure that we can find proper and good students, it's merit-based. It's all based on your previous studies and also on your motivation to study at Lund University. And I think we will talk more about that later, but that's the key thing. It's a merit-based scholarship.
Okay, fantastic. I think that our listeners are going to be very interested in what they're hearing here today. It's usually the case, and understandably so. I'm sure everyone out there listening is wondering about how and when to apply for this scholarship. And that's a question that we get every single day in our inboxes, how and when to apply for the Lund University Global Scholarship.
So when to apply is fairly easy to say, at least. First of all, you need to make your application for studies at Lund University, and you can apply to any program within Lund University. So that is perfectly fine, whatever you want to do. But then the application is opening in February once you completed your normal studies application.
All right, perfect. So that's a good fact. That's a really good thing to remember. So first, you need to make a complete and correct application for studies at Lund University. Get that out of the way first, and you can find plenty of information on our website about how to do that. And we host a lot of webinars and send a lot of emails about that as well. Once you've made that application, then it's time to apply for a scholarship.
Yes, and as an applicant to Lund University, you shouldn't be worried. We will inform you. We will basically tell you when it's time to apply for the Lund University Global Scholarship as well, so you will not miss it. If you made a complete application, we will send you more information about the scholarship options. So,
perfect. So, and just a reminder, you're only eligible if you list the Lund University program as your first choice,
yes,
as we mentioned already. And another good point to clarify, Daniel, is this Lund University Global Scholarship mainly for master's students or bachelor students, or how does that work?
It's actually available for both. So you can apply for both a bachelor's program or a master's degree program. It doesn't really matter. However, historically, if we look at the data, it's more common that we would award scholarships at the master's level. And the reason for that is simply because we have more applicants at that level as well. But it's more common that we award scholarships at the master's level, but bachelor students can also apply. So there are scholarships for both the bachelor's and the master's level.
When it comes to actually applying for the scholarship after students have made a complete and correct application, how exactly does a student do that?
You apply through our Lund University Global Scholarship application portal. As part of the online scholarship application, you need to upload a personal scholarship motivation letter. And the motivation letter is different from any other statement of purpose you may be required to submit.
Okay, perfect. I'm detecting a top tip here from you, Tullia. This
Yes.
sounds like very important information. Yeah.
Yes, your motivation letter should explain your academic performance and reasons for applying at Lund University. Please remember that you can only apply for a Lund University Global Scholarship for the programs that you have selected at Lund University in a specific application round.
All right, so it sounds like students should, of course, make a specific tailored letter when they're applying for a scholarship. So I think the last thing that the committee or whoever's reviewing the scholarship wants to see is a generic statement of purpose or a generic letter. Is that right?
True.
That is totally true, yes. we would like to see the students like motivation and aim for selecting the specific program in this specific context, and also like a little bit like how would the scholarship enable you to basically change the world for the better? Like how are you going to use this knowledge from the program in the future? What is your career goals and everything as well? If you can get that into a letter, it's easier for the people in the committee to decide on who's going to get the scholarship, because it's not all about the merit, it's also about motivation. So
fantastic. That is really, really good advice, actually. I'm sure everyone listening will truly appreciate that. And I think another tip which we could quite clearly say to everyone who's thinking about applying for a scholarship is get that application in on time. Would that be correct?
Absolutely.
yes, please do. It makes a whole lot of a difference, yes.
And I mean, we're sort of obliged to say that because every year I know for a fact that we do get people trying to send in their application at the last minute, and that's not really the best look if you're applying a little bit after the deadline or anything like that. You will be emailed in good time about this, so please, if you are serious about obtaining a Lund University Global Scholarship, send in your application as early as you can. And was there any other tips and tricks when it comes to applying for the Lund University Global Scholarship?
Not tips and tricks, but we do get some questions every year about the additional questions that might be in the form when you make your application. And I just want to highlight that there is no need to be worried for the students, because we ask some other questions as well, like how you're going to support yourself with the living costs and everything. And the reason why we have these type of questions is basically because we want to get to know our students better. We want to know more about them. And that's basically just for us to be able to better prepare our students for life in Sweden, but also to better understand what students need in the future. So you can just select anything. You can be very thorough, and you can be totally safe knowing that whatever you reply to these questions will not affect the actual chance of getting a scholarship. It's just for statistics.
All right, and when students arrive in Lund and we have our Lund University Global Scholarship recipients for a given year, there is actually a very nice dinner for scholarship recipients, Daniel. What's that about?
Well, it's basically bring the students together. I mentioned briefly earlier, the network, but that's a very good opportunity for the students to meet, to start their building the new network in a new country, basically. So we usually serve some typical Swedish food. So it's a 3-course dinner. There will be faculty and staff members as well, including the deans and the vice chancellor, who are there to welcome the students as well. And it looks very fancy, and it is a very fancy dinner. However, it's so laid back. And that's also one of the purposes of this dinner, because in Sweden, even formal events are very cozy. It's very nice. It's like meeting your normal friends, basically. We are not that top down. It's a nice environment. And it's very good for students to get that early on. So that's one of the reasons why we have this dinner. So
fantastic. And to everyone listening out there, I really hope that some of you are going to get the opportunity to attend this fantastic Lund University Global Scholarship dinner in the future. For those of you that have never been to Sweden before and never been to Lund, Lund is a very historic university. We have over 350 years of tradition and a lot of prestigious events right here in Lund, and this dinner is very much one of them. All right, so I think we have covered most of the aspects of the Lund University Global Scholarship. Was there anything else that either of you would like to add here?
The main thing is, if you want it, you definitely need to consider the fact that you need to keep Lund as your number one choice in Sweden. That will increase the chances greatly. But otherwise, no, it's a very nice, well-funded scholarship.
And should you receive it, there are a few things that you should remember. First of all, accept the scholarship.
Accept the scholarship, okay. So we will, of course, a little bit further along the application timeline, be emailing all of this information to our applicants, but thank you very much for those tips, Tullia. And I can actually add one more point as well, because we have talked about that Lund is very competitive to get admitted to Lund, and this is a merit-based scholarship, and that's also going to be competitive. Although I would like to add that you should apply. You have nothing to lose by applying for this scholarship. Each year we get a lot of recipients who are actually a little bit surprised that they were granted the scholarship. So perhaps you're underestimating yourself a little bit. You never really know.
No, and also for all the students that will apply and might not get it, it doesn't mean that you're a bad student. We want to highlight that as well, because we have, even if it's a well-funded scholarship, we can't help everyone. And even if you don't get it, you're still a great student. Just being admitted to our university means that you're great. So that's a good thing to know as well.
And also on that point, remember that the percentage awarded doesn't depend on anything else but the budget available at your program or faculty.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for informing us about the Lund University Global Scholarship, one of Sweden's largest, if not the largest, scholarship programs right here at Lund University. And there is another scholarship which I would like to talk about today, which is often referred to as the gold standard of scholarships, which will be available to our international applicants coming to Lund University. Tullia, what is the name of this scholarship?
I'm guessing you're referring to the Swedish Institute's Scholarship for Global Professionals. Yeah, it's funded by the Swedish Ministry for Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
It's a competitive full-ride scholarship provided for full-time 1 or 2 year master's program. And this year, Swedish Institute granted about 250 scholarships for a master's degree studies in Sweden. And 70 of these students are studying here at Lund University.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. So I'm just going to give a little bit of additional information about the scholarship as well. Thank you so much for that, Tullia. So the SI Scholarship for Global Professionals aims to develop future global leaders that will contribute to the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The scholarship is provided for full-time 1 or 2 year master's program students, as you said, funded by the Swedish Ministry for Foreign Affairs. And there's quite a lot of benefits included in this scholarship. Daniel, would you like to detail some of this?
Yes,
Yeah.
so this scholarship is absolutely amazing. I mean, we're very happy that it's running and that it's available to students at Lund University, because this scholarship does not only cover the cost of tuition, it will also cover the cost of living in Sweden, including like the actual travel to Sweden and back, which is amazing, because we know that it is expensive to study in general, and it can be very expensive if you're coming from certain parts of the world to come and study in Sweden. But this scholarship enables a lot of talented students to come and study here. And that's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, we had about 70 students arriving now, which is amazing. I mean, we are very blessed as a university that we have so many talented students, so that the Swedish Institute are actually able to enable them to come here. That's the main point. I mean, yes, we're a good university, but our students are also very, very good. And it shows in this statistics as well. So we're very happy for that.
That's fantastic. I mean, the benefits you just listed are amazing. So you have your flights and your tuition fee and living costs provided.
Yes.
I could not think of anything better in terms of a scholarship. And I think, as you mentioned, the stars have almost aligned here, because it would appear that Lund University has a number of international degree programs which really align with the SI goals as well.
Yes, we're very lucky that as well. Yes.
All right. So who is eligible for the scholarship, Daniel?
If I'm not mistaken, I mean, there's a list available on the Swedish Institute website, and I think it's 41 countries that are eligible. So if you're from any of these countries, you could apply for this scholarship, as long as you have also applied for a program that is eligible within this scholarship program. But there are usually very good information on the Swedish Institute website, both about the countries, but also about the actual programs. And I think the list of programs will be updated closer to October every year, because that's when we have announced what programs we will have available for the next running academic year.
All right, fantastic. So you do need to be from a specified country, and you do need to be applying for a specified master program. So sounds like all interested applicants really do need to go to the Swedish Institute website and check out those details.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it would be very boring for me just rambling 41 countries out here, and no one would listen to that. So yes, I would highly recommend to visit their website and have a look.
Fantastic. And yeah, as you already mentioned, they might change as well in the future. And there's one other important criteria that people should be aware of now as well, and that you do need to have some previous experience as well. So you must have a minimum of, wait for it, 3,000 hours of demonstrated work experience. And in addition, you must have demonstrated leadership experience from your current or previous employer, or from civil society engagements. So we can leave it at that for now. I think it's probably better for our interested applicants to have a look at the Swedish Institute website as well.
Yes, but it's very important that they do realize that they need this type of work experience. But also, it's a quite wide range of different types of work experience that could be considered. But yes, please remember, you need this in order to apply, because otherwise you would not be eligible.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for that information. And there's a question that comes up every year as well. Now, we've talked about the Lund University Global Scholarship and the SI Scholarship for Global Professionals as well. What happens if a student gets granted both?
No problem at all. It's quite possible for you to apply for both of them. Should you be so lucky to to be a Swedish Institute recipient, we will wish you the best of luck and be very happy for you and pass the Lund University Global Scholarship on to another applicant.
Exactly, because it wouldn't be needed.
No.
No.
All right, fantastic. Was there anything else that you would like to add about the SI Scholarship for Global Professionals that we might have missed as well?
Not really, no. I mean, it is a fantastic program, and we mentioned our own network of our global scholarship recipients, but the Swedish Institute one is, in a way, it's even greater because their network also includes scholars at other universities in Sweden, and they've been doing this for a very long time. But the thing is that if you're a part of the Swedish Institute Scholarship, you will be part of their international alumni group, and that's fantastic as well because then you also have contacts from other universities in Sweden. So yeah, it's a very, very nice scholarship actually.
Amazing to hear. I'm hearing only good things here when we talk about both of these scholarships as well. Then now might be a good time for me to add as well that Lund University, as an institution, we're very international and we're very proactive and we're always evaluating our scholarship programs. And well, I can't really say too much now, but I've been informed to maybe raise the possibility that there might be some changes and there might be an expansion of the Lund's scholarship offering coming very soon. So I would advise everyone to just keep an eye on our website, keep an eye peeled, just to see if anything new might be coming in the future as well, which is good news for everyone, really, I guess.
Oh yes, for sure. Yes.
And those are the two key scholarships that we wanted to talk about today. But I think we should make our listeners aware that they're by no means the only two scholarships that are available for our applicants.
That's true. We have a couple of program-specific scholarships as well, and they are found on our homepage.
And also, at our website, we do have a list of other scholarship organizations in the world that students are most welcome to have a look at as well. And also, since we're talking about scholarships now more in general, I just want to highlight that if you're able to find a scholarship from any other scholarship organization in the world that is willing to pay for your education or help you in any way, you're more than welcome to reach out to me or Tullia, and we will be happy to assist you to set that up so that you could use a scholarship from any other organization as well to come and study in Lund. So we do that a lot, actually. I mean, we do have agreements with organizations in other countries as well. So it's very common that students are able to find scholarships back home before they arrive, which is fantastic as well. So if you have that option back home or from an international organization, let us know and we will definitely try to assist you as much as we can.
Fantastic. That sounds like good news for all our international applicants. All right, I just want to thank both of you so much for coming into the studio today. Was there any final pieces of advice that you would like to give to our international applicants who are thinking of applying for scholarships in this coming application round?
I would just want to say, we're very, very happy to see that people are listening in. And if you've listened into this podcast, please make your application if you feel like you would like to come and study in Sweden, if you want to study at Lund University. And we will be happy to assist you during the application phase. I mean, if you have questions, you're more than welcome to contact us and we will point you in the right direction. But I think that's it, basically. I mean, we covered most of the topics. So I would just like to say thank you for listening in. And good luck on your applications.
Perfect. Thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Lund University International Podcast. If you're interested in learning more about Lund University, you can go to our website, lunduniversity.lu.se. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can also chat with our current students on UniBuddy. Don't forget to subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you a new episode very soon.